Okay, good afternoon. Naririnig po ako. Okay.
Yes po.
So, for section for yung 3201, I am finished with members under pure compression. Okay? For section 05, parang hindi pa. Okay? So, I intend to have this first, okay, for section 05 para makasunod yung ating, okay, para makasabay nga sila sa klase natin yung makeup class ko with 3201. So, uunahin po muna natin yung pure torsion, okay? And then, tsaka ko po babalikan sa inyo pag kayo na lang po yung section 5, yung compression. Tama nga ba? Sa section 5 nga, wala pa tayo dun sa compression? Pa-confirm lang
Yes
ako.
po, ma'am.
From 05. Okay, so thank you. Okay, so ito muna po, unahin lang po natin ito since sila yung kasabay. Okay, so let us have here, okay, members under pure torsion. Okay, so ito po yung mga member kung saan sila nag-rotate. Okay, so what happened to these members na mga nag-rotate? Say for example, you have po yung shaft natin. So shaft is the best example here as it is a mechanical component. Okay, so here is a sample of our shaft. Okay, so yung shaft natin umiikot na ganyan. Okay, as it rotates, okay, as time goes by, ano ang nangyayari dyan? So ang nangyayari po dyan, napipilipit. Okay, so nagkakaroon ng twisting with regards to its fiber. So kumbaga, kung initially po, okay, so kung initially po, ito yung fiber natin, okay, so kitan po natin na it's purely horizontal na ganyan, okay. After several twists, makita mo nakahilis na ganyan, okay. Kumbaga, naghiles na or naging slanted na yun pong ating fiber which is originally horizontal. Para bang yung parang yung halimbawa hibla ng ng fiber ng damit. Okay, makikita mo initially dire-diretso lang siya. But then due sa kalalaba, okay, nakikita mo ay hindi na siya symmetrical. Okay, ganun din yung mga usually yung mga panyo, yung ganyan. So yung mga hanky natin, okay, usually siya um, square, okay, square yung itsura niya, then after a time, mamaya diagonal na, okay. It is because nagkaroon na siya ng deformation, okay. So ganun din yung nangyayari doon sa kakatwist ng atin na shaft po, okay. So we call the corresponding induced stress sa shaft as the torsional shear stress, okay. So, yan po yung stress on the shaft. We call it the torsional shear stress. And how do we design the shaft, okay, considering this stress, okay? So, katulad lang din po ito nung sa atin na tension, okay? So, tension po, para i-design natin siya, we have what we call designing based on the strength failure at base sa deformation failure. So, ganun din po ito, okay? So, base sa strength failure, ang gagawin natin is we simply evaluate the shear stress, okay? So, ito yung induced stress on the shaft. So, ang tawag nga natin is the torsional shear stress. So, the general equation, we use the symbol tau, okay? Tau equal to TC over J, okay? So, this is the general equation for the torsional shear stress. Yung T po pertains to the torque, okay? Yung C is any radial distance, and J is called the polar moment of inertia. Okay? Alin po yung sinasabi natin as C na radial distance? Okay? So, coming from the center po, okay, any distance from the center is called a radial distance. Halimbawa po, kung ito po yung ating cross-section, okay, so you have here the center, any distance from the center, okay, halimbawa hanggang doon, you call it a radial distance C. Okay, so kung gusto natin kuhanin is C maximum, okay, alin yung C maximum? it would be the radius. Okay? So, any distance from the center, yun po yung C. So, ang kinukuha po natin dyan ay yung pinaka-mataas. Okay? Yung maximum radial distance. Why we are using the maximum radial distance? It is because doon sa pinakamalayong fiber natin, okay, nandun din ang maximum torsional shear stress. So we want the maximum stress, and that can be seen if the value of C is maximum also. Okay? Kaya ang i-consider natin na C would be the radius. Okay? At dahil yun yung may tau maximum. Okay? So, paano natin siya i-design? So, pag dinesign natin siya, this tau value is to be equated to your tau D. Okay? So, i-equate mo siya sa design stress. Di ba sabi nga natin, for a good design, you have to equate the design stress to the induced stress of the material. So, your tau D is equal to your torsional shear stress TC over J. Okay? Now, how do you obtain po the value of tau D? Okay? So, yung mga nauna nating ginamit, it is on sigma. Okay? Sigma D, okay, equal to sigma U over Fs equal to sigma Y over factor of safety. So, kung yan po ay tau D, ganun din yung equation. Okay? Ano lang pinagkaiba? Kung tau D po yan, then this should be tau Y over factor of safety, o kaya po tau U over Fs. Hindi po pwedeng magkalahok na gagawin mo to sigma Y, sigma U. Hindi po. Kung ang design stress natin is in a form of a shear, so dapat yung tau Y, tau U ay parehas din. Okay? So, yun po dapat ang gagamitin natin na equation. Now, for the design stress, alin po sa dalawa ang gagamitin? Ari po bang nauna na yon, tau Y over Fs or tau U over Fs? Okay? So, alin sa dalawa? Again, base po yan sa basis ng design. Pag sinabi po base design on the ultimate, edi ari po yung ating gagamitin. Okay? Pag sinabi naman base design on the yield, then you have to make use of this equation. Okay? Your tau D would be tau Y over Fs. Okay? Pag wala pong binanggit, okay, you again refer to the type of material. Okay? Pag walang binanggit as the basis of design, you refer to the type of material. Okay? Kapag ductile, it should be based on the yield. Kapag brittle, it should be based on the ultimate. Okay? Maliwanag po ba yun? Okay, ano lang po yung pinagkaiba niya? Okay, ang pinagkaiba niya lang is the use of tau Y and tau U. Okay, tau Y and tau U, these are not seen on our tables. Okay, so sa design tables po natin, given the material, okay, sigma U and sigma Y po yung kinukuha natin doon sa mga tables, okay? So, ang dito po ngayon, ang need po natin is tau Y and tau U. So, you have to solve for the values of tau Y and tau U, okay? So, how do you obtain the values of tau Y and tau U? You make use of these relations, okay? Yung tau Y po natin ay makukuha galing sa sigma Y, okay? So, galing sa sigma Y, you solve for tau Y. So, tau Y is 0.6 of sigma Y. And your tau U is equal to 0.75 of sigma U. Okay? So, ito po yung ating magiging value. So, dun po sa solution natin, dun sa material specification, yun pa rin po ang makikita. Sigma U and sigma Y. Ay, sigma U and sigma Y pa din po. Pero kung gagamitin po natin yung tau Y, tau U, edi sa solution na lang po natin yun makikita. Hindi po siya kasama dun sa material specification. Maliwanag na po yun. Okay? So, 0.6 of sigma Y, okay? Tatandaan po. And tau U is 0.75 of sigma U. So, it all ano pa rin po, okay, dependent on the value of sigma Y and sigma U values. So, yan po yung gagamitin natin dito. For the factor of safety naman po, the same lang po, coming from table 1.1. Okay, so galing pa rin po doon. Dependent on the kind of load, the type of material, and the basis of design. Okay? So, yun po yung para sa side nandito sa tau D. Okay? Yun po yung sa tau D. We go po dito sa, dito po sa ating induced stress. Okay? Sorry, I do not have my pen tablet now. Okay? So, I am using simply ito po nandito. Okay? So, let us have first po yung parte ng induced stress natin. So, i-recall lang natin ng kaunti. So, the general equation, tau equal to TC over J. Okay? So, yan po yung ating general equation. And for the shaft po, dalawa yung kinoconsider natin. One is a solid shaft, and then the other one naman po ay yung hollow. Okay? So, solid tsaka hollow. Okay? Kapag po solid yan, again, ang kukunin po natin is the maximum radial distance. Okay? So, what is the maximum radial distance? That would be D diameter divided by 2. Okay? Ito yung maximum radial distance natin. Okay? Kaya sabi natin here, C is equal to D over 2. Okay? Ano naman po yung value ng J for a solid shaft? So, saan po natin makikita aling value ng J? This is called the polar moment of inertia. So, you can refer, kung nakalimutan mo po siya, you may refer din po on our table 81. Nakalagay po dyan yung equation ng atin na J. Pi d to the 4th divided by 32. Okay? So, ito po yung J niyan. Kapag po naman hollow, yan, nandito rin po. Pi d to the 4th minus d to the 4th over 32. This one is the outside diameter minus the inside diameter. Okay? So, it is included here. So, yun po yung J na gagamitin natin dito. Okay? So, ito yung C. This is the maximum value. At ito yung J. So, we obtain the maximum C para magbigay sa atin ng maximum torsional shear stress. So, yung makukuha nating value dito ng shear stress, that would be maximum also. So, ang gagawin natin, in place of C here, okay, in place of C, papalitan natin ng D over 2. At yung J na yon, papalitan natin ito, J for a solid shaft. Okay? So, pag pinalit mo to dito, D over 2, at ito naman, pi d to the 4th over 2, okay? Makakancel out mo dyan yung D. Okay? D to the 4th with D. Okay? And so as yung 2 and 32. Okay? Kaya you come up with the final equation, tau is equal to 16t over pi d cubed. And this is to be equated, okay, to your tau d. Okay, so yan yung in-equate natin to the design stress. Okay, kaya ito, tau d is equal to 16t over pi d cubed. Again, t pertains to the torque and d is the diameter of the shaft. Okay, so from here, dyan ka ngayon magko-compute ng diameter mo. Okay? So, you can solve for your diameter. Okay? Dito naman, kapag hollow naman, ganun din ang gagawin natin. Coming from the original equation, okay, TC over J. So, kung hollow naman po yan, ganun pa rin ang pagkuha natin ng distance. Coming from the center, kukunin mo yung pinakamalayo. Okay? Alin yung pinakamalayo? So, it would be the outer radius. Okay? So, kaya ang outer radius niya is D over 2 pa rin. Okay? The big letter D pertains to the outer diameter. Okay? So, D over 2. And then, J, coming from your table dito, okay? J for hollow, you have this, outside minus inside. So, ito po yun. Okay? Big letter D pertains to the outside diameter and the small letter D is the inside diameter. So, pi quantity D to the 4th minus D to the 4th divided by 32. Okay? So, yan po ulit ang ating isa-substitute dito sa C at dun sa J. So, pag sinubstitute mo po yung C dito, tapos yung J na yun, ang pwede mo lang pong makancel out dyan is 2 and 32. Hindi po ari pwedeng makancel out with this kasi this is under an operation. Okay? Naka ano po yan? Naka parenthesis po. So, hindi po natin pwedeng ma-cancel out. Okay? Kaya you come up with tau is equal to 16 TD over pi d to the fourth minus d to the fourth. And this tau po na yan po yung in-equate natin to your tau d. Okay? So, yan po yung in-equate natin sa design stress. Kaya po dito, the design stress is equal to 16 TD over pi d to the fourth minus d to the fourth. So, ito pong dalawang equation na yan na po yung atin na ngayong gagamitin. Okay? Kapag solid, okay, this is the equation. Kapag hollow, ito naman po yung isa. Okay, pwedeng hindi na dito sa original na TC or general equation na TC over J. Okay, pwedeng ito na po yung gamitin po natin and then equate to the design stress. Again, the design stress can be tau U over Fs or tau Y over the factor of safety. Pagka ganito po na hollow, you will be given a relationship between the outside and the inside diameters para makuha mo po yung kanyang value. Okay? Para ma-express mo po siya in only one equation. Okay? Or in only one variable. Okay? So, ganun po. So, ito pong method, okay, dito sa una, ito po yung tinatawag natin as the designing based on the strength failure. Okay? So, base sa strength failure po, may makukuha ka dyang sagot. Kung halimbawa, solid shaft po siya, so ito po yung makukuha mong diameter galing sa kanya by equating the design stress to the induced stress of the material. Okay? Same thing po, kapag hollow yan, okay, you can obtain po the inside diameter and the outside diameter. So, may answer po tayo dyan. Galing lang saan? Sa inequate na design stress and induced stress. Okay? So, ganun po yon. The other one naman po is, again, base sa deformation failure. Okay? Ano naman po yung deformation if it's a member is under pure torsion? Ang deformation po niya is in a form of an angle. Okay? So, ang tawag po natin is angular deformation or angle of twist. Okay? Katulad po ng sinabi ko kanina, kapag po siya ay ikot na ganyan, yung pong kanyang fiber na yon napipilipit. Okay? So, at titingnan natin, coming from the original na position niya to the final position, ano po yung angle na na-create. Okay? So, yung angle na na-create nung pagka-pilipit po niya. Okay? So, yun po yung tinatawag natin as the angle of twist. And we measure this deformation, okay? Theta equal to TL over JG. Okay, so this is the general equation again. And if you will be using this equation po, yung theta po natin is in a unit po na radians. Okay, so it's in a form of radians. So how would you know po na radians yan? Okay, kapag po sinubstitute mo yung torque, okay, you have the unit po nung length, okay? Meron kang J, ganon din sa G, okay? Pag sinubstitute mo po siyang lahat, okay? At wala pong natira doon sa equation, sa mga unit, kumbaga ay na-cancel out mo po siyang lahat, you would say it is in radians. Okay? So, pag ang nangyari po ay sinubstitute mo dyan lahat, tapos nag-cancel ka, may natira, yun po ay senyales. Senyales na matitira ka din dito. Okay? Kaya ang gagawin nyo po, matitira ka sa MD1. Kaya ang gagawin nyo po, ika-cancel out ng lahat. Okay? So, ibig sabihin po noon, okay, radians na po yung kanya na unit para doon. Okay? Yan. So, how do you design po considering the deformation failure? Okay, so katulad po nung sa tension, ang gagawin natin, you equate this deformation to the allowable limit of deformation. Okay, so you have to equate that to the allowable limit. Yan. So allowable limit of deformation is equal to theta. Okay, now let us have first yung theta na yon. Okay, gagamitin natin for a solid and a hollow shaft. Okay, so we have there, nag-iiba lang naman po yung dalawa doon sa J. Okay, Yung J po, kapag solid, is pi d to the fourth over 32. At kapag hollow, you have this. Okay? So, yun po yung ipapalit natin doon sa J values po na ito. Okay? So, again, T pertains to the torque. L pertains to the original length. J is polar moment of inertia. And G is called the modulus of rigidity. Okay? Ang G po is modulus of rigidity. Ang ibang books po, ang tawag sa kanya is shear modulus of elasticity. So parang modulus of elasticity, may shear po sa unahan. Okay? So pag shear modulus of elasticity, yun po yung G or the modulus of rigidity. Okay? Parehas lang po yung dalawa. And this is a constant po for a type of material. Okay, so saan po natin kukunin yung value ng G? Just like po doon sa E, so titingnan mo muna doon sa particular row. Okay, so doon sa particular row, given yung material po, okay, so doon mo muna po siya titingnan. Okay, and then find value of G. Pag wala po doon, it should be on the heading of nung table. Okay, so doon mo tingnan yung value ng G. Pag wala pa din, you assume to use the standard value. And what is then the general for all types of steel? You have this value, 12 times 10 to the 6. Okay, this is 12 times 10 to the 6 PSI. Okay, so in KSI, that would be 12 times 10 to the third KSI. Okay? So, iyon po yung gagamitin natin. Yun po, ari pong value na ito, gagamitin lang po yan kung hindi po makikita doon sa table of properties po natin yung specific para sa given material. Okay? So, ano po ang gagawin natin? From the general equation, TL over JG, ipapalit po natin yung J na yon. Okay? So, kapag po solid, ano po ang naging final equation? It becomes 32TL over pi d to the fourth G. Okay? Dahil din po yun. Pi d to the fourth divide 32. Okay? Yan. And kapag hollow naman po, this one should be hollow. This is subscript H. Sorry. Okay? So, this should be subscript H. Theta H is equal to 32TL over pi. It should have here the parenthesis. Okay? Pi d to the fourth minus d to the fourth times G. Okay? So, ito po yun. Okay? So, yan po yung kanyang theta. Yan po yung equate natin to theta limit. Okay? So, para po ma-design mo, okay, it should be equated to the allowable limit of deformation. Okay? So, alin yung allowable limit of deformation? Pag sinabi po doon, it should, deformation should not exceed 1 degree. Okay? So, yung 1 degree po na yon, it would be yung limit po natin na sinasabi. Okay? So, equate mo po siya dyan sa theta limit. Okay? So, yung pong ating deformation failure, okay, magkakaroon lang po ng deformation failure if you are given this allowable limit of deformation. So, dalawa po yung nagiging sagot natin. Again, okay, for the diameter of the shaft. Okay? Isa manggagaling sa strength failure, considering the torsional shear stress, at ang isa naman po ay manggagaling sa deformation, sa angular deformation. Okay? Alin po ang pipiliin doon sa dalawa? Pipiliin po parate yung mas malaki. Okay? Kung alin po sa dalawang diameter yung mas malaki, isa galing sa deformation, isa galing sa strength, yun po yung i-consider as your final answer. Okay? Pero pag wala naman pong binigay na theta limit, so your answer is solely based on the strength failure. Okay? So, yun po yun. Now, ang isa pong question dyan is, saan naman po, what if wala pong binigay na length? Okay? Kapag po walang binigay na length, you can assume to use 20 times the diameter. Okay? So, you can assume to use 20 times the diameter. And then again, yung G value po natin, okay, if not on our table of properties, assume to use this value. 12 times 10 to the 6 PSI. Okay? Now, another is yung torque. Saan ko naman po, ma'am, pwedeng makuha yung torque? Okay? Yung T na ginagamit. So, yung torque po will come from the power formula. Okay? It comes from the power formula. So, usually, kapag po shaft, you are given the power transmitted. And how do you obtain? Wala, dito lang. So, how do you obtain po the torque coming from the power? So, you recall this power formula. Ito po, 2 pi Tn over 60 and 2 pi Tn over 4,500 if it is on the SI unit. Kapag English naman po, you will be using Tn over 63025 and 2 pi Tn over 33,000. Okay? Paano mo po gagamitin yung mga equations na yan to come up with the torque? O, halimbawa po, are. So, usually po, English unit po ang ginagamit natin dito. Okay? Halimbawa po ito. From this equation, how do you obtain the torque? Okay? So, ano po yung torque natin? Galing sa equation po ng power, you solve for the torque. So, it would simply be equal to what? The torque would be 63025 times P divided by N. Okay? So, ano lang po natin, i-cross multiply. Okay? So, this is 63025 63025 times the power, okay? Yung power na given for the shaft divided by the value of n, okay? Yan. Yung kailangan lang po, susundin po natin yung unit po na given dito. So, ang isa-substitute po natin sa power dito, power should be in HP. Okay? It should be in horsepower. So, 63025 times the horsepower rating. Okay? At yung N naman po, it should be in a unit revolutions per minute. And from there po, ang makukuha po natin unit of torque, it is in pound inch. Okay? Pound inch po. Okay? Pag sinubstitute natin din yung HP, doon ay RPM, ang masosolve po natin is in unit na pound inch. Okay? Kung gusto po nating i-convert into kip inch, since lagi po natin ginagamit is kips, KSI, so i-divide mo lang po siya ng 1,000 and your answer is in kip inch already. Nakuha po ba? Okay? So, ganun po ang ating gagawin. Okay? So, it would be Tn over 63025. Okay? Now, so, ang atin po HP, okay, usually po, yung ating mga value ng power is in HP o kaya po ay kilowatt. So, you have to know the conversion between HP and kilowatt. 1 HP is how many kilowatts? Anyone? You can use the chat box kung ayaw po magsalita.
0.746 kilowatts.
Again, yes, Ian.
0.746 kilowatts po. 746 po.
746. Tama po. So, 1 HP is equal to 1 HP is equal to 0.746 kilowatts. Okay? So, dapat alam po natin yung conversion para pwede po natin gamitin dito. Okay? So, ganun lang po ang gagawin. Okay? So, that is how you come up with yung torque if power is given. So, tatandaan nyo lang po itong power formula po natin at yung mga needed po na unit para sa mga equations po na involved. Okay, pero pinakamalimit po dyan na gamitin, if it is on the English unit, is this one, Tn over 63025. Kasi yun po yung naka-pound inch. Again, ang ginagawa lang po natin dyan, kino-convert po natin into kip inch. Since our sigma y or sigma u values, they are written in KSI. Okay, kaya i-divide natin yung answer by 1,000. Kapag SI naman po, ito naman po yung malimit gamitin. 2 pi Tn over 60 wherein power is in kilowatts, torque is in kilonewton meter, and then you have N in RPM. Ang ginagawa na lang po, okay, yung meter na yan, okay, afterwards, pag may ano ka na, may answer ka na, answer of our dimension should be expressed in millimeters. Okay? So, ganun lang po. So, kalimitan po, yung dalawang may bilog na power formula, yan po yung malimit natin na gamitin. Okay? So, that is how you obtain po the value of torque. Okay? Yung torque po na yun po yung gagamitin natin dito. Okay? Both po sa deformation failure at saka po doon sa strength failure po natin. Okay? So again, dalawa po yung magiging answer. Isa galing sa strength, isa galing sa deformation. Whichever is higher, then that is to be used. Okay? Kung wala naman po yung deformation failure, so the answer is based lamang doon sa strength failure lang po. And final answers are to be expressed po in a standard size. Okay? So, ganun po yan. So, let us see po this sample problem. Okay? So, I want you to see po this sample problem too. Okay? A main power transmitting shaft of AISI 1022 as rolled transmit a torsional moment of 1,500 pound-inch. Okay? For a medium shock and then reversed, what should be its size if the deflection is not to exceed 3 degrees for a length of 12 feet? Okay? So here, yung given po sa atin, you are already given here the torque. Okay? So 1.5 pound-inch divided by 1,000, you come up with 1.5 kip-inch. So, no need to solve for the torque, okay? Pero kung halimbawa given ay power, then you need to solve for it, okay? Using the power formula, okay? Next naman po, you have here, deflection is not to exceed 3 degrees, okay? So, yung 3 degrees po na yun yung tinatawag natin as the allowable limit of deformation, okay? Not to exceed 3 degrees. So, that's the allowable limit. And as I have said kanina, dapat yung ating deformation or deflection should be expressed in radians. So, you have to convert this in radians. Since given is in degrees, okay, 3 degrees, you have to convert that into radians. So, what is then the conversion? Okay, pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so from there, you can cancel out in degrees and yung answer natin is already in radians. Okay, so ano po yung conversion na gagamitin? Pi radians over 180 degrees. So that is equivalent to this value. Okay, and then you have there the length that is 12 feet converted to inches, that's 144 inches. So these are the given values. Now, base po sa given na merong allowable limit of deformation, ibig sabihin, ang basis natin ng design will come from the two. One is on the strength failure and another one doon sa deformation failure. Okay? So, for the material specification, we have 1022 as row. So, you find value of sigma u and this one is sigma y. Okay? So, sigma u and sigma y taken from table 87, page 14. Okay? So, here, you have 72 KSI, 52 KSI, and from there also, you obtain value of G, 11.5 times 10 to the 6 PSI, divide by 1,000, that's times 10 to the 3rd KSI. Okay? So, isinasama na din natin yung value ng J, yung value ng E, doon sa material specification po natin. Okay? Yan. And then, for the factor of safety, ano po yung kailangan natin? The kind of load, the type of material, and the basis of design. Okay? So, ano po ang nakalagay dyan? Medium shock reversed. Okay? So, this is the kind of load, medium shock reversed. We have 1022, it's a ductile material. And then from the problem, wala pong sinabing basis of design. So, ang susundin natin ngayon will be yung type of material and its basis. So, since this is ductile, then that should be based on the yield. Okay? It should be based on the yield. So, from there, kindly check na lang po ha. if the factor of safety is equal to 4, taken from table 1.1. Okay, doon po sa ating design table. Okay, now, so we have the factor of safety already. Now, for the design stress, okay, since this is in torsion, so ang design stress po natin should be in form of tau d. Okay? And yung tau d po natin is equal to tau y divided by factor of safety. Bakit po tau y yung ginamit natin? Kasi it is based on the yield. Kaya tau y over fs. So what is tau y? It is simply 0.6 of the sigma y value. Okay, so this is equal to your sigma y. So 0.6 of sigma y gives your tau y. So yun po yung sinasabi ko kanina. Hindi po kailangan sa material specification dun mo ilalagay yung sigma y, yung tau y at tau u. Hindi po yun. Still, dito po ay sigma u and sigma y po ang gagamitin. Kung gagamitin mo po yung tau y, ay dito na lang po natin makikita on the design stress. Okay? So, 0.6 of sigma y over factor of safety, then you yield a value of tau d equal to 7.8 KSI. Okay? And ano po isusunod natin dyan? The design proper. So, considering the strength failure po, we say for a good design, you then equate the design stress to the induced stress of the material. Okay? So, this is your design stress po. Ito po yung ating induced stress. Okay? Ari po yung induced stress natin. This comes from the general equation TC over J. Yan po yung pinalitan natin kanina for solid and for hollow. So, na-establish po natin kanina for a solid shaft that the induced stress is 16T over pi d cubed. Okay? Paano po ma'am nalaman na siya ay solid shaft? Okay? Dito po wala namang nabanggit na solid shaft. But then the fact na wala pong binigay relationship between outside and inside diameter, it's an implication po na siya pa, applied na po doon or implied na po doon na siya ay solid shaft. Okay, kaya po, yun po yung ginamit po natin dito. 16T over pi d cubed. Okay? So, given na po yung T, you substitute 1.5 kip inch. Yung tau d po is the design stress na solve na po natin initially dito. Okay? So, you can have the value of the diameter. Okay? So, this is the diameter in inches. Hindi pa lang po ito standard size. Okay? And then you have there the deformation failure. Kasi meron pong binigay na allowable limit of deformation. So sabi ko nga po, this is yung yung clue na merong deformation failure kung may binigay na allowable limit of deformation. And then you equate that to the angular deformation or the angle of twist. So for the angle of twist, ano po yung ating equation? Considering this J, it would be 32 TL over pi d to the fourth G. So yan din po yan. Okay? So you substitute those. Yung theta limit lang po, parati po ang gagawin, it should be in radians. Okay? So wag po kakalimutan. So given in degrees, you have to convert that into radians. Okay? Equal to, this is the torque. Yung length po in inches, 12 feet is equivalent to 144 inches. You have here po yung J, and then this is the value of G, that is the modulus of rigidity. Okay, this is the modulus of rigidity. So from there, you would have another answer. Okay, so this time, you obtain diameter equal to 1.3825, okay, inches. So, considering that two, ari po yung sagot sa strength, okay, ari po yung sagot sa deformation. Alin po yung mas malaki sa dalawa, yun po yung magiging final answer natin, okay? So, this diameter, 1.383, okay? So, this would be equivalent to 1 4/8 of an inch. Kindly check nga po if hindi siya papasok sa 3/8. Anyone? Anybody? Ano po ang 3/8? 0.3875. Tama ba ako? Hello? Kindly check. Okay. Pag 3/8 is 0.3875. So, kulang. Kaya, ang ginawa niya is 1 and 4/8. And ang gagawin niyo po dyan, kapag kita niyo naman po that this can be a lowest term, so gagawin niyo na po na lowest term. Say, you use D is 1 and 1/2 of an inch. Okay? So, you use 1 and 1/2 of an inch. Okay? So, that would be our final answer po. So, it should be 1 and 1/2 of an inch. So, ito po yung gagamitin natin. So, saan po siya nanggaling? Coming from the deformation failure. Okay? May question po ba doon? Wala po.
Wala naman ba?
Okay, thank you. Okay. I want you to work on this problem 3. Okay? So, para may sample naman tayo ng para sa hollow. Okay? So, hollow. This one, for, ang gamitin nyo muna is yung letter B. Okay? So, ignore mo muna ring A, itong B lang. Okay? A shaft is in torsion only is to transmit 2000 HP at 600 RPM with medium shock. Its material is AISI C1020 as rolled steel. If the shaft is hollow with D equal to 2D, then what size is required? Okay? So, coming from problem 3, okay, wala pong binigay dito na allowable limit of deformation. So, ibig sabihin, ang solution natin dito will be based only on the strength failure. Okay? So, try to solve po, okay, yung problem 3 base sa strength failure, yung letter B po. Okay, letter B, this is considering a hollow shaft. Okay, with outside diameter equals the twice the inside diameter. Okay, so sige po, you work on it muna po. And then if you are finished, then pakitaas na lang po nung kamay para ma-present po natin yung solution. Okay, everybody, kindly work on it po. Thank you. I'll be giving you po 5 minutes to work on this problem 3 po. Thank you. Sino pong may answer na? Volunteer po. Pa-raise po ako ng hand. Anyone? Pa-raise na lang po ako ng hand ha.
Kilala mo kasi kasi po.
Wala pa pong tapos?
Oo nga.
Okay, sige, sige.
Ay, search ay.
Once na may okay na po mag-present, pataas na lang po ako ng camera.
Kachupoy looks
Thank you.
like.
Ano po? Okay na po? Okay. So, sino pong pwede? Ano na lang po ako. Pa-share screen na lang po. Kung sino po ang pwede mag-present. Anyone? Taas po kamay.
Number 1 pala.
Section 1 or section 5. Kahit po sino. Uy, volunteer po. Okay, so sige, Justin. Okay, thank you. Okay, Justin, you may present your work.
Hello po, audible po.
Yes, yes.
A shaft in torsion only is to transmit 2000 horsepower at 600 RPM with medium shocks. Its material is AISIC 1020 as rolled steel. For letter B, if the shaft is hollow and D is equals to 2 of inner diameter, what size is required? For material specification, we have AISIC 1020 as rolled. For the ultimate strength, we have 65 KSI. And for the yield strength, we have 48 KSI taken from page 15, table 87 po. With the modulus of rigidity po, 11.5 times 10 raised to 6 PSI. For the factor of safety po, for medium shock, one direction, the factor of safety is 3
Inclusion.
taken from table
Hindi na din
1.1
lalaki.
on page 1. For the design stress po, we have tau y
Laro na
over
kanya.
3 po since ito po ay ductile material
maghapon na,
on what is the basis of the design.
Kaya niya
So ito po
maghapon.
ay tau y over factor of safety. Ang formula po ng tau y is ultimate
Kaya nga.
strength times 0.6 po. So 48 times 0.6 over 3, 9.6 KSI po. Now po, for a good design, we equate the design stress po sa induced stress. We have the radial distance po here, which is diameter over 2, and we have the relationship po, the outer diameter is twice the inner diameter. So we cancel 2 po, and we have the radial distance as the inner diameter po. For the polar moment of inertia naman po, for a hollow shaft, we have pi times outer diameter raised to 4 minus inner diameter raised to 4 over 32. We have the relationship po ulit, which is 2d raised to 4 minus d raised to 4 times pi over 32. And we have the polar moment of inertia po as 15 pi d raised to 4 over 32. Now po, we have here the induced stress po, substituting po yung radial distance and the polar moment of inertia. D po yung radial distance, and yung reciprocal po nito 32 over pi 15 pi d raised to 4, which is ito na po siya sa baba. Sa pagkuha naman po ng torque, we have the formula power times 63,025 over the speed po, and getting the torsion po, we will be able to get 210,083.333 pound-inch po. Na po, equating the design stress po at saka po ang induced stress, we have 9.6 KSI as our design stress, and substituting po yung values po sa ating induced stress, we have the torque po is stored in 210,000 divided by 1,000 po to convert it po sa Capes times D times 32 all over pi times 15 d raised to 4. Ayun po, substituting po and computing the values, we will be able to get the diameter po as 2.45853 inch, or from the one and lang po. This should be 2 and 1/2 po pala. 2 and 1/2 inch po. 2 and 1/2 inch po ang inner diameter, and since ang outer diameter po ay twice the inner diameter, ang outer diameter po ay 5 inch. Yun po.
Okay, thank you, Justin. Okay, so here you would see that it makes use of the power formula to come up with the value of the torque. Okay, and then here you also have here the dalawa po na you have the hollow shaft. Okay, so you will be making use of the relationship between the outside and the inside diameter. But then you simply have to follow the procedure on designing based on the strength failure. Okay, so you have there the inside diameter is 2 and 1/2 inches. Okay, and then the outside diameter, big letter D, would be twice that, so that would be 5 inches. Okay, so I hope everyone has come up with the same answer. Okay, may question po ba tayo? Wala. Okay, so I'll continue with my lecture po. Okay, so this time naman po, we have members under peer bending. Okay? Kailan po ba nagkakaroon ng flexural or what we call the bending stress? Okay? So for example, you have here our material and meron ka pong niload sa kanya perpendicular to its axis. So this is the axis of the beam or the material, and yung load na in-apply mo is perpendicular to it. Okay? Yan, kumbaga ito perpendicular siya doon sa axis. Not unlike doon sa mga tension compression, di po ba siya ay nakaano lang dito sa dulo. Okay? You have here a hinge and a roller. Sa pag-hinge po, there are two reactions. Merong horizontal at saka po meron na vertical. Okay? Kapag roller naman po, katulad nito, it is only po yung
Ibang eskwela ko sir,
perpendicular. Okay? So, kumbaga, kung sa mga forces po na naka-apply dito, alin lang po dyan yung nagkukos ng bending. Only those that are acting perpendicular. So, ito po yun. Tapos ito, at saka iyon. But then this one po, okay, it will not cause the bending. Okay, ano magiging cause nito? It is simply compression o kaya po ay tension. Okay, kung the other side po yung arrow natin. Okay, so yun lang po, acting perpendicular to the axis, that will cause the flexural or the bending stress. Okay, so when you say flexural or bending stress, yan po yung atin na induced stress. And to design the member po, you are to design base dun sa strength failure po na yun. Okay? So, we recall the equation for the flexural stress. Flexural stress make use of the symbol sigma sub F. Okay? Sigma sub F. Okay, to mean a flexural. Bakit po ang ginagamit natin ay sigma? Saan ba natin ginamit yung sigma? Ang sigma ay ginamit po natin doon sa tension at saka sa compression. Okay, why? Kasi po, pag nag-bend po yan, halimbawa po, ito yung member natin. So, originally horizontal yan. Pag nag-bend siya, magiging ito na po siya, itong nasa baba. Okay? So, ito po yung itsura pag atin pong enlarge yung fiber niya. Okay? So, nakabend po siya papaganyan. So, meaning, yung pong side na nandito sa labas, ito po, okay, it is intention. Okay? Kumbaga nahila siya nung nag-bend yan. Okay? Whereas yung nasa loob naman, it is on compression. Okay? Kasi ito nag-bend siya. So yung nasa loob na yon, ito, okay, yan yung compression. Tapos itong nasa labas, yan yung tension. Kaya sabi natin, bending is tension on one side and then compression on the other side. Okay? Yan ay kapag ganyan siya nakabend. Pag nakaganito naman siya, nakaganon, nasan ang tension? Nandito sa taas, tapos dito sa baba, yung nasa loob, yun yung compression. Okay? That is the reason why we make use of the same symbol. Sigma din ang ginagamit natin for bending. Kasi nga, one side is tension, one side is compression. So parang maibig sa kanya, you have there the subscript F to mean a flexural or a bending stress. Okay? General equation for it is equal to MC over I. Wherein, yung M po natin is the maximum bending moment. Okay? That's the maximum moment. And how do you obtain the maximum moment? Gagamitin mo dyan yung shear and moment diagram. Okay? So we have there V and M diagram. Okay? So, sana ay naaalala pa natin kung paano gumagawa ng shear and moment diagram. Okay? For the shear and moment diagram, you have there two methods na ginagamit. One is the analytical method and then the other one is the semi-graphical method. I do not know kung alin yung ginamit nyo on your class. Okay? Just let me know kung alin yung ginamit nyo. But then, kahit po alin doon, analytical or semi-graphical, you will yield the same answer. And our focus is to obtain this M. Again, that is the maximum moment. Okay? So, you will be drawing the diagram. Okay? So, pag sinabi nating analytical, it entails a lot of equations, okay, to arrive at the shear and the moment. Okay? Pag sinabi naman natin ng semi-graphical, so more on summation of area, summation of forces lang ang ginagamit natin. Okay? So, semi-graphical, that is the shortcut method. Okay? But then that shortcut method, siya naman yung mas risky. Kasi once na nagkamali ka, okay, so hanggang dulo, mali ka na. Hindi ka na pwedeng tumama dun sa mga kasunod. Okay? Kasi, ano nga siya, okay, you will be using yung initial mo na answer to come up with the final. Kumbaga ay dire-diretso siya. Kaya mas risky. Okay? Kumpara sa analytical method. But then sabi ko nga, whichever method yung gawin mo, okay, dapat yung output mo the same. Dapat ang makuha mong maximum moment would be the same lamang. Okay? So, yun po ay doon natin nakukuha. Okay? And that is taking into account the beam loading. So, ang titingnan natin would be, ano ba yung mga loads ng beam mo. Okay? Tapos, ito namang C&I, this will come from our beam cross-section. Ano bang itsura ng cross-section ng beam natin? Okay? When you say C, it's the distance from the neutral axis to the outermost fiber, and I is the moment of inertia. Okay? Yung I na yun po yung makikita natin from table 81. Okay? Yan, yung po may IX dyan. So, yan po yung mga values ng I natin. So, here, table 81, pwede po nating makonsult as to the value of I, but then limited to these cross-sections only. Okay? So, iyan lang. Paano pag binigay sa atin, halimbawa katulad nito, as C cross-section, so wala na dyan. So, dapat, you know also on how to obtain the value of the moment of inertia for this for the other cross sections, not limited only to the 6. Okay? So, beam cross section po, nahahati po siya into 2. At pong apat na to, yung apat na nauna, okay, yan po ay under ng regular cross sections, meaning the cross section of the beam is a regular polygon. Okay, you have here the rectangular, circular, ito tubular. So regular cross sections siya. Okay? Kapag may triangular cross section tayo, so pwede din po, under din po yun ng regular cross sections. Pero kapag po yung katulad po nito nasa baba, this is letter I, this is inverted T, this is letter C. Ang tawag po sa mga to economic sections. Okay? Economic sections po yung tawag dyan. Okay? Economic sections dahil ibig sabihin po, pinatipid yung material na gagamitin mo sa kanya. Katulad po nitong letter I. This comes from dito po sa rectangular. Okay? So, alin po yung natipid natin? From the cross-section itself po, okay? Ito pong area na yan, okay? Yan po yung natipid natin. Okay? Ganon din itong kabila. Okay? So, you imagine yung concrete mixture na natipid mo dito sa side na yan. Okay? Pero, hindi lang din yung side na yan kasi mahaba po yung atin na slab. Okay? Or mahaba yung beam natin. So, this area hanggang doon sa dulo, okay, yung total volume na yan, that's a lot of materials. That's a lot of concrete na dapat ay ginamit natin. Pero natipid kasi ginawa lang natin na ay yung cross section. Okay? You would see this economic sections if nagagawi ka dyan sa rotonda. Okay? Yung ginamit natin for the flyover. Okay? Yung base po niya. Okay? Yung supports po niya. These are all economic sections. Okay? So, iyan po. So, kapag po ganyan, nakikita po natin dito yung mga I values niya. Okay? Pero, sabi ko nga, hindi dapat tayo limited lang dyan. Okay? We on our own should know how to derive, tulad po nito, kung letter C siya, ano yung magiging moment of inertia niya? Ano yung I value niya kapag ganito na letter C? Okay? So, siguro, I do not know if that has been tackled on your deformable. Okay? So, pakibalikan nyo po yung notes po ninyo doon. Okay? Para ma-identify mo on how you will be having this value of C. Kung hindi naman po, then we'll take, just let me know po if we need to ulitin, okay, to repeat or to review kung paano po siya ginagawa. Okay? Kung paano po malalaman. But then for the meantime, so you can consult the values of I, yun nga lang on table 81, limited to this cross sections only. Okay? So yun po yung gagamitin natin dito for the value of I. Okay? Again, yung M po natin, okay, will come from the beam loading. Ano yung mga loads na naka-apply doon sa beam. At yung C and I naman will come from the beam cross-section. Ano ba yung itsura ng beam po natin? So magkaiba po ang pinanggagalingan. Ari po ay sa load at ari pong dalawa is sa cross-section ng beam to come up with your flexural stress. Again, this flexural stress, iyan po yung ating induced stress. Okay? So wala pa po tayo dun sa parte ng design. Okay? So sa parte po ng design, ang induced stress natin is then to be equated to your design stress sigma D. Lagi naman po ganun. Okay? For a good design, equate the design stress to the induced stress of the material. Okay? The design stress is just the same, sigma U over Fs or sigma Y over factor of safety. Okay? Kailangan lang alam mo paano hanapin or gawin yung ating induced stress, MC over I. Okay? So, yun po. Ito po yung design stress natin. Again, depende po yan sa basis of design. Okay? If not specified whether to use yield or ultimate, again, you use the Dibu relationship. Okay? Yan. And then, you need to equate the two. Sigma D equal to the flexural stress. Okay? Equal to MC over I. Now, let us have a quick review on the types of beam. So, this type of beam, we call this simply supported beam. Okay? Simply supported, meaning, yung atin pong supports are on both ends. Okay? So, ito yung supports natin. This represents a hinge. This represents a roller. Okay? So, nasa magkabilang dulo yung support. So, ang tawag, simply supported beam. Okay? Kapag po naman ganito, ano po yung isa, ang isa ay nasa dulo, ang isa ay hindi. Okay? Ang tawag naman po dyan is overhanging. Okay? So, this one is single overhanging kasi itong isa, yung wala sa dulo. Okay? Pero pag parehas wala sa dulo, ang tawag ay double overhanging. Okay? So, both, kahit iisa or both wala sa magkabilang dulo, ang tawag sa kanya ay overhanging beam. Okay? And then the last one, this is cantilever. Okay? Cantilever, ang isa po ay naka-fix, at ang isa naman ay free end. Okay? So, kumaga ang support niya ay nandini lang sa isang side, which is naka-fix. Okay? So, ang tawag naman dyan is a cantilever type. Okay? So, dyan po tayo nakafocus dun sa tatlong type ng beam na yan. Simply supported, overhanging, and cantilever. Okay? So, the type of beam that is in relation to the way they are supported. Kung saan nandun yung supports, ang basehan kung yung sa tawag sa kanya. Okay? Simply supported or simple beam ang tawag dito. Nasa magkabilang dulo. Okay? Pag ang isa nawala or both nawala sa dulo, overhanging ang tawag doon. Pag isa ay free end, isa ay fixed end, we call that the cantilever. So, yung tatlo na yan, ang tatlo na yan is called the, ano po yan, yung mga beams, okay? Simple beams po, lahat yan. So, hindi pa tayo nandun sa complex. Dito lang tayo sa mga simple beam, okay? So, ang tawag dun sa tatlo is statically determinate beams, wherein the values of the supports, yung mga support reactions po can be easily obtained using the equations of equilibrium. Okay? So, ang tatlong yan, simply supported. Halimbawa, we have here a hinge. Kapag hinge, dalawa rong reaction niya. Okay? Say, you have here yung A, Y. Okay? Say, letter A, point A yon. So, we call this your AY. And then, this one would be your AX. Okay? Yan. Tapos, kapag po naman roller, ilan yung reaction? Isa lamang. Okay? Yan. So, you call this your BY. Okay? Yan. So, you can solve for the AX, value of AX, AY, BY, using the equations of equilibrium. Summation of forces at y is equal to 0, summation of forces at x is equal to 0, or say summation of moments is equal to 0. So you can obtain these values po. Likewise, dito po sa overhanging, same thing with the cantilever. Okay, kaya ang tawag sa kanila, statically determinate beams. Okay, so yan. And then, ito po yung sinasabi natin as the beam loading. Okay, so ito yung sa beam loading po natin. So, dyan po natin kukuhanin yung M. Okay? From the equation of deflectional stress, MC over I. So, yung M po, yung kukunin natin dito, the maximum moment. Okay? So, coming from this, you'll create your shear and moment diagram and obtain the maximum moment. Okay? And then, ito naman po yung sinasabi ko na cross-sections. These are the regular cross-sections. Rectangular, triangular, the value of I, and the value of C. Okay? So, sa cross-section po, dun mo kukunin yung I at C. The M, C over I. So, dito po siya. Okay? So, triangular, and then you have their circular. Ito naman yung mga economic section. Yan. So, you have their I cross-section, letter T, letter C, inverted T. Yan. So, yun po yung mga tinatawag natin na economic sections. Okay? So, at 5 o'clock na po pala, sorry. So, ang gawin nyo po, basahin nyo muna po ito. Okay? And then, try to review how do you obtain the value of the moment of inertia I. Okay? Yung I po kapag economic section. Okay, wala pong problema kapag regular cross-section kasi nakadefine na po dito yung I. Yan. Meron na po tayong equation ng I. So, ang problema po natin is, what if we have an economic section, letter I? So, what would be the value of yung kanyang moment of inertia? Kung letter C yan, kung letter T. Okay? So, how do you obtain? Pakibasa muna po nito and then ituloy ko po by our next meeting po. Okay? For this one. For members under pure bonding. Okay? May tanong po? Okay? Yes, Ms. Rochelle?
Ma'am, question lang po about po sa design work. May front page po ba yun, ma'am?
Maingay masyado dito. Ulitin yung anong tanong?
About po, ma'am, sa design work, kung maglalagay pa po kami ng front page po.
Sa design work. No need. No need po. Yung first page po,
Balik.
doon ilagay yung name, tapos nandun na din yung design work number 1. Dire-diretso na po. Sayang naman yung papel kasi.
Ma'am, continuous din po ba ang pagsasolve? Like, continuous din po ba, ma'am?
Okay.
Like, pagkatapos po ng 1, pwede na po kasunod ang 2.
Pagkatapos ng problem 1, you can have yung the next one. Hindi naman po per page, per problem. Dire-diretso lang po.
Thank
Okay
you
na
po.
po. Okay. So, I'll check bukas if I can meet you tomorrow. Kasi bukas pala maghapon, I am scheduled to attend the right shop. That is 8 to 5. Tingnan ko lang kung pipilitin ko na maka-attend kasi ang klase ko sa inyo lahat parang hapon from 1 to ganun. Okay, 1 to 5. So, I'll check tomorrow kasi kailangan natin na mag-meet. But then I'll let you know din naman kung hindi talaga ako makakatakas doon sa klase namin. Okay? So, sige po. Thank you for attending this class section 1. Okay? So, for section 5 naman, okay, may binigay na sa akin na schedule si, yung coordinator. So, I'll check na lang din if that would be possible. So, I'll let you know and i-update ko na lang po ulit kayo. Sige po. Salamat po ng marami. Thank you very much. But then before po, let us have po muna an attendance, check. Na lang both black parehas mag-screenshot section 1 at section 5. Okay, so sige po, open po ako ng camera, mabilis. Sino yung kasama ni Rochelle? Meron siyang kasama doon.
Si Harry po, ma'am.
Okay na, dali, ining. Mag-take na lang ng screenshot. Section 1 and section 5. Sabay na lang. Okay? Okay.
Ma'am, okay na po kami. Okay na po, ma'am.
Thank you
Okay
po.
na parehas. Okay, sige po. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you po.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you po, ma'am. Thank you po, ma'am.